Good afternoon, everyone. This meeting of the Monroe County Election Board is called to order. My name is David Henry. I am proxy for Chair Shruti Rana today on the Democratic side as we get going here. Going with the agenda, we'll move to old business and take a motion for the approval of minutes of the July 7 meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the July 7th, 2022 meeting.
Second. All right. And with the second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Second item of old business is to review the late CFA-4 filers. Karen, would you walk us through that, please?
Yes. Okay. I have a few that have not, they just need approval from you to be forgiven because of they're all first timers. We have Ronald Hudson, who did mention to me that you are here. So Ronald would like to speak. Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's go sequentially, especially if we have speakers. Yeah, so that's fine.
My name's Ronald Hudson, Bean Blossom Township. I was caucused in January of 19, and I didn't receive all the training that everybody else received. And after reading the law, I still had trouble believing that I had to fill out the CA form. But I have nothing against it, doing it. But at the time I filled it out, it was 2 days late. So anyway.
No, thank you for that. Appreciate you coming and saying that today. Other questions from the board on that particular waiver?
I have no questions, but Mr. Hudson, if I could trouble you to sign in because we'll get spanked for that later and we don't want that.
All right.
Thank you.
Donovan, any questions?
No.
All right.
No.
All right, very good. I have no questions either, seeing as the board had established in the last meeting a bit of a precedent for first time offense. And this was a first time offense. I have no further questions on it. So Karen, at that point, I think we could move to a vote on the waiver. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. We'll go ahead and proceed to a vote on the waiver for Mr. Hudson on his CFA-4 filing. All those in favor of the waiver, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. So waived. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Karen, you have the next one?
Yes. We have Thelma Jeffries, who is also late. She sent a letter and you have that up there. And she was asking for to be forgiven of that. And I have two others I can just mention. Carl Lamb is another one that was late. It sounded like he might come today, but he also told me there also could have been a letter sent and I have not received that, but it's his first offense. And the next one is Nathan Williamson, and you have a letter for him. And they're all first offenses.
Thank you, Karen. A discussion on those three. Donovan, do you have questions or comment?
No.
Is it possible to vote as a group?
I think we could, Karen, is it possible to vote as a batch on these, or do we need to go individually?
I think you can do a batch.
Okay. I would like to hold back Carl Lamb's until we have documentation. So Shruti could review that. Does that still meet the calendar or deadlines?
I'm not the lawyer, so but it sounds reasonable.
Clerk
That
Brown, are you
makes
okay with
complete
that?
sense to me.
Donovan, okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm content to vote on the ones we have before us with their justification today, and to review Mr. Lamb's when we have that justification at the subsequent meeting of the election board. So I guess we'll take a motion to vote on the waivers for Nathan Williamson's CFA-4 late notice and the waiver for Thelma Jeffries CFA-4. Is there a motion to waive?
I will make a motion to waive those two.
Second.
All right, hearing a second, all those in favor of a waiver for these two individuals, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And so waived. Okay. Karen, are there any others to review at this time?
For the CFA fours, that is
Yes.
all, then that will be complete. I'll just have the one for Carl to get documentation.
Thank you, Karen. That concludes old business. We'll move to new business of the board. And for updates, Chair recognizes Clerk Brown. Or do you want to go with Karen first?
Let's go with Karen first.
We recognize Karen Wheeler for updates. Karen?
I am sorry, it's still so hard to hear. You're asking when?
Yeah, we're on to new business and updates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I guess we do have a very big update. We have a new temporary employee, not temporary, part-time in voter registration. Dominic Thompson has joined us this week and things are going well. We finally got them all connected to the state, which is not a small thing. And that's a good thing because there is so much security with the statewide voter registration program that it's taken us really 3 days to get through to get all the T's crossed and I's dotted to make sure that everything is good. So anyway, I'm very happy to have a new employee and it's in good timing for the fall election. And everything else, I am working on the ballot already. But in the meantime, we have the school board candidate filing that's going on right now. We're right in the middle of it and it will close. Oh, is it August 24th? 24th, thank you. And so anybody out there that is wanting to file for school board, that's very important to get your paperwork in. And we are welcoming all those people from the MCCSC School Corporation, as well as the Richland Bean Blossom Corporation. And I think that's all in that kind of update, but then I do have a request. In front of you, you have the 2022 general election hours, which is for early voting. And if I could have the board's consideration and approval of those, we can get those dates and times posted. We are having people already asking for that, and it's a good thing to get done.
I'd be happy to read those hours into the minutes if you like. Okay, for 2022 general election. From October 12th to October 14th, voting at election operations from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. October 17th to October 21st, election operations from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. October 24th through October 28th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at election operations. October 29th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at election operations. October 31st to November 4th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at election operations. November 5th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at election operations. November 7th, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. That is the last day to vote early, and we do end at noon at election operations. And then, of course, on election day, November 8th, 2022, polls will be open. The polling sites are open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you, Clerk Brown. So Karen, just as a point of clarification, you're looking for a vote on these dates today.
Yes, and signatures of the board.
I have a second point of clarification. So I can't count, which is likely, but so the first week, October 6th, that is it not that first week because the Tuesday falls into that second week in November? Like 30 days prior, is that right?
We don't actually set the beginning date. We don't set the beginning or the end.
Right.
That comes from the state.
Okay. So October 12th is the first day of voting.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay.
And election day it feels a little later with it being November 8th, but you just always have to remember that first Tuesday after the first
Yes.
Monday.
Right.
It's the latest it can
The
be.
latest possible Tuesday
Yes.
this year. Okay. Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion to adopt the general election hours at election operations.
So moved.
Second,
Right. Having heard a second, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries.
And I do need to correct something I said before. The the filing time for the candidates for school board is not August 24th. It is August 26th at noon. So they can file up till August 26th.
Thank you for that correction.
Mhm.
Moving on, Clerk Brown, your updates.
So the biggest thing that I want to let you know is, I just don't know where the time goes, but the Indiana General Assembly, they came into special session, and we are already, as a legislative committee, starting to work to have meetings with legislators to pass, to get support for clerk bills that ultimately benefit all 92 counties, common sense legislation that helps clerks in terms of making it easier to oversee elections in the state. And so I am excited about that. And I bring that up as an update because as we find support and as we get traction, I may be making announcements about things that we can get excited about as far as common sense legislation. The only other thing that I really wanted to do today is give a special shout out to a couple of entities. The first is Indiana Disabilities Rights. The advocates were here in Monroe County, and we visited 5 of our sites that are polling sites that we just kind of had a couple of concerns and wanted a second set of eyes. I think we do an incredible job in Monroe County, and with the assistance of Stone Belt, we had visited many of these polling sites previously, gotten suggestions on how to make them more accessible. And I think we just do an amazing job in Monroe County, but we did visit 5 sites that we just had a little bit of concern about, and we got some great feedback, and they were wonderful. The next thing that happened, I want to give a shout out to Stone Belt. I was invited last night to their voter empowerment presentation. They were phenomenal. They pulled together this presentation that gave all of the dates of early voting and your rights, as someone who needs more access to the ballot and what they should do if somebody is trying to restrict their right to vote. I was so moved. And I even had I sat there as a client said that he was not going to vote because someone had disrespected him and been dishonorable toward him with their comments about disabled voters. And I think by the end, when I was offered a chance to comment, I got him talked into giving voting a second chance. So just a huge, huge thank you to them for inviting me, allowing me to be a part of the discussion. And I just wanted to make sure they were recognized today. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions for Clerk Brown? Any questions?
I did think of another update, though. Our location at election operations that we're having early voting at, it has been painted on the outside. We have a really nice, what's it called? The awning. Oh, there we go. And they're starting to paint on the inside. And so things are looking, it was not done, of course, before because of the timing. So if you came to early voting before, it's going to definitely look nicer. And when we get the paint on the inside, there's still a few more improvements. So it's looking good. Drive by and take a look.
Looks like there's a couple things in the chat.
Thank you. It looks like we may have some questions in the chat. Can those be read out? Looks like there's some chat about a panelist. All right. Oh, that's from Molly. Okay. Seeing no other comment or question in chat, we'll now turn to public comments. Is there public comment today? Seeing no comment in the room, waiting one moment for anything else. All right, seeing none. The next meeting of the County Election Board will be on September 1st at 1 o'clock. And with that, we've concluded new business. As a point of order, last time I did this, we were in the midst of an election. Is this a motion to recess or adjourn today?
I will make a motion to adjourn today.
There you go. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Good. Thank you all. See you on September 1st. Thank you very much.